the world is changing. And to me, I view music as a business.
Music is a massive industry. It's only a matter of how an artist positions themselves and manages themselves, whether they're running it as an enterprise or as an hobby. So there's a possibility for somebody to just do it as a hobby or do it as something that gives them money, but not really thinking as an entrepreneur.
Zambia and Zim, they don't have, sorry to say this, but they don't have popular musicians who are making it on the international stage.
True. We are still thinking at a very local level. We're thinking of our local audience. We enjoy Sando, the Marain, like, you know what, you're doing well. but we're failing to just sit down and create. Because if Oliver Mtukudzi 30 years ago was already global, what is top? There was no internet. We have one of the worst customer service experience in Zimbabwe, like in the world, like from places that I've been to.
Greetings Africa, greetings Zimbabwe, greetings Zambia. My name is More Nyazungu, aka the Chartered Vendor. Welcome to the Chartered Vendor podcast, where we talk about everything business and everything sales. Today I'm blessed and I'm super excited because I've got someone I respect so much. I like each and every post, and I make sure that the first thing I open Facebook, I check his name, I check ear ground, I check Mr. Plot Mhako. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. Such an honor. Just looking at the work that you do and the transformation that you are making to the industry, the market.
YouTube.
I follow you religiously.
Thank you so much. YouTube, bro. Because we see what's happening is there's a lot of things which you mention, especially to do with music, arts, and even customer service. Do you know that you're the one of the biggest voice, and we're going to touch on that. But anyway, who is Plot Mhako? What's the relationship with that? I know Jibilika, I know Ear Ground, and a lot of things which you do in Germany, shows, promoting artists, bringing Zimbabwean artists into life. So who is Mr. Plot Mhako?
Wow, Plot Mhako is Zimbabwean. I was born in Shamva. I grew up, in Shamva, and then during school days I'll be in Glenview. So holidays in Shamva. So the two spaces somehow nurtured me to be the person that I am. I am a journalist by profession. Okay. I'm trained as a journalist. And I also have got a qualification in marketing and public relations. Yes, I did a diploma. Okay. But largely, my work revolves around the creative space, the media, and just the love for art.
Okay.
Yes.
And Ear Ground?
Well, Ear Ground was born out of frustration. Yeah, so I was living in Germany for the past 10 years.
Okay.
And, if there's anything that anybody who's living outside of the country craves for, it's home. Either a story from home, music from home, food from home, everything from home. And, prior to Ear Ground, I'd worked for Zimbabwe Zambia. I'd worked for the Herald, I'd worked for the Newsday, contributing. And I'd also been a managing editor for another magazine, 2011 called Roots. So I had a burning desire to just get content on the creative and cultural scene in Zimbabwe. And I couldn't really find one-stop shop where I could find this information. So I would read from 10 sources for me to actually make up one story or to get proper news. I had to scroll here, to scroll there. And that frustration then made me realize, look, there's an opportunity to create a platform where people could literally get everything cultural, creative, entertainment from Zimbabwe. And I started blogging, started posting, and being that space, I didn't know what sort of form, what sort of make. So what I was doing is that I would post every day. I started posting, the plot thickens. And I was like, thickens. And then at some point I was like, you know what? It's not, okay, it's nice, but I'm not the first one. I always look for something a bit authentic. So they're like, okay, you know what? I'm not on the ground, but I'm keeping my ear on the ground. So I became a source for what was happening in Zim, being away. So
Whilst you're not in Zim.
not in Zim. So my hashtag became ear to the ground. But because this was too long for a brand name, when I realized the traction and the following and was growing, I thought, this needed to be something proper. So I then developed ear ground. I just removed to the ground.
To the ground.
Yes. And a lot of the inspiration was from what was happening in South Africa. If you remember, there was a time when Gareth Cliff and Thibaut Touch started Cliff Central. These guys had been fired from radio.
Exactly.
And then there was some protest around Data Master 4. And they were leading the campaign. They were encouraging, Parliament to, reduce the data tariffs and so forth. And I was observing those developments so closely and wondering what that would mean in Zimbabwe, because by then data was not even something that we would discuss about. Internet was a sort of a privilege. It was not even a right. And we didn't see the business on the internet and so forth. So I was fascinated, and I got a chance to visit their studio, in Rosebank. And when I went to the studio, I saw they were broadcasting online. So I was like, it's possible to actually have an audience online. And then that helped me then formulate Ear Ground. But I realized that setting up a radio station was so much involving in Zimbabwe.
Exactly.
You needed so many licenses, so many things. The easiest way to go was just to set up online.
Facebook.
Yes, and to set up on Facebook, set up a website, to set up on YouTube, and that was the birth of Ear Ground.
Ear Ground. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very good. But here we usually talk to business people, and people may be surprised why I brought you. And I say to myself, the world is changing.
True.
And to me, I view music as a business. Because just yesterday, we were talking about you, but I didn't want to tell you off air. I met Feli Nandi.
Okay, Feli.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She bought my book, Why African Business Day.
Great, yeah.
So I started saying, Feli, why are you different? Because you look at, there are a lot of big names in the industries, but they failed to transform that name into other businesses. But if you look at Feli, she's got a clothing line and doing very well. Now she has Kwanandi,
the restaurant.
Doing very well. I've been there. I've eaten there for a lot of, I think for many times.
Yes.
But my question was now, is music a business? And to you, because you're the expert, you work with these musicians. Is it a business, music itself? Because most of the musicians, if you notice even interviews, they are usually asked, you do music, but besides music, what do you do? So
you'd find music is a massive, massive industry. I've literally let go of a lot of things to just focus on the creative side of things. Right now, I'm just coming from HICC to see preparations for Jab Princess show. And you can see from the level of investment, the money that goes in, that flows in. It's not just the performances, but people that are selling food, people that are selling barricades, setting up barricades, literally the whole infrastructure around the music industry, ticketing and so forth. So music is a massive industry, it's only a matter of how an artist positions themselves and manage themselves, whether they're running it as an enterprise or as an hobby, right? So there's a possibility for somebody to just do it as a hobby or do it as something that gives them money, but not really thinking as an entrepreneur. So music is indeed an industry. It is a business, and globally we see how much money music. I mean, if you look at Jay-Z,
Jay-Z is a billionaire.
So Jay-Z is a billionaire, but right now he's not performing much because he's running. Kanye West. They're running other enterprises. Jay-Z runs Rock Nation. Rock Nation now has signed some of the biggest artists in the world. Rock Nation runs Live Nation. Live Nation curates some of the biggest concerts in the world. Live Nation owns Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster is one of the biggest ticketing companies in the country. So, and they now even own venues. If you look at Barclays Arena, you look at in South Africa, they've opened, a venue, So you can actually see with that kind of investment, that won't be possible if there was no business in the music.
It's created streams of income in music, and this but it's no longer music recording.
Yes, he does it here and there.
Here and there
but
for
he's
fun.
Not, yes, but he's not waiting for the next hit. He's built a strong enough catalog for him to sustain, but also enough a business empire to actually sustain him.
But can it happen in Zim? Because you look at Zimbabwe, I've noticed some musicians nowadays, because of YouTube, it's not easy to access music. But you notice some musicians, just notice that even the age, someone is 70, someone is 80, but they're still on stage.
Yeah.
Where do you think we are going wrong? Because if you look at it, I was even asking, because I'm usually, my first home is Zim, but my second home is Zambia. Zambia and Zim, they don't have, sorry to say this, but they don't have popular musicians who are making it on the international stage. By international stage, please get me correct. I'm not saying I've got respect for my our musicians, but we don't have a musician who can go to Jamaica
and perform
and play for Jamaicans. To me, that's an international artist, not someone who is going to Germany to play for Germans. But our popular guys, they just go to South Africa, they play for Zimbabweans. 90% of the audience is Zimbabweans. So that's Zimbabwe and Zambia. But if you look at South Africa, if you look at Nigeria, you look at DRC, you look at your Awilos, your Coffee, they can go to France, play for the French. Where are we getting it wrong in terms of transforming this industry to think like business people? Where are we getting it wrong?
I think if you just look at the dynamics, we don't have the numbers that can equal what maybe Nigeria or South Africa has. So us lacking on the numbers is one major disadvantage, right? And then our economies are not very fluid, right? So for someone, entertainment is not, at the top of their needs. It's always like, okay, I've done everything, I've paid rent, okay, now I can.
Now I can,
So you find the culture of buying, pre-sale tickets here is starting to improve, but it's not there.
It's not there,
right? So where we struggle the most, it's in our inability to utilize our common shared values and shared culture with Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe.
Then you collaborate.
If you remember, in the colonial era, there was the Federation.
North Rhodesia,
Nyasaland.
It was one country.
It was almost one country. And that helped the economies because their products that are produced in Zambia, copper, and Zimbabwe was consuming products produced in Zimbabwe and Malawi and Zambia. Railway network was linked, right? And this is the only thing that could make us a major powers in the region, because Nigeria and Ghana, they work together.
They work together, exactly.
Right? To the extent that even cultural-wise, they're not far from each other. So South Africa has really managed to make it because of the massive investment, the infrastructure. Here, what we don't have are also institutions, right? We don't have proper colleges of music. We don't have proper business academies that teach just music, creativity, and so forth. So a lot of people that have been to colleges that teach music, afterwards they can only be maybe backing vocalists, they can be instrumentalists. And so literally they're waiting every week for maybe a $30 gig. And for them to really make money out of that, it can be frustrating. So that worsens the situation where we've got too many artists that are talented, but locally they're not able to make it. But if you look at the global scheme of things, where a lot of the big stars are doing it well, like in Africa, you'd find a Zimbabwean name. Right. So if you go to Empire, which is the biggest record label in Africa, right, the CEO is Zimbabwean, Munyachanedza.
Serious?
Right. So if you go to Sony Music UK, the director Africa, Taponiswa Mavunga, she's Zimbabwean. Right. If you go to people that are working even at Netflix in Africa, you'd find there's Zimbabweans. Your Mona Lisa Chisango, your Tendai Nyeke, they're doing amazing things on a global level, right? But a lot of these people are not based in Zimbabwe. So what Zimbabwe does is it produces, it grooms, but there's a lot of brain drain. People are working outside. So right now we start to see a lot of efforts. We're asking why Zimbabwe and Zambia possibly are not there. But right now I think we're at a moment where the artists are now starting to connect and collaborate. Freeman just collaborated with the Yomaps recently, right? And we have seen Freeman even before Toera Kaira collaborated with Freeman, and Nati O collaborated with Roberto, and you start to see that kind of collaboration. Recently, 2 years ago, Nati O was in Malawi, also collaborating with artists from there. So I think slowly that can put us on the map. If you go to Zambia, the biggest promoter in Zambia, Lyson, is Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwean?
Yes.
Okay.
If you go to Namibia, the biggest promoter there, Gordon J, is Zimbabwean.
Serious? Right?
So Zimbabweans are there. We are literally the biggest sound engineer when it comes to live concerts in Africa.
Is
Zimbabwean. And where is he? Reward, he's there in South Africa.
Even some of the best producers. Who's Makaldi's producer?
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, I think when he was deported, she had to say, no, I'm stopping everything. She had to come here.
And now, what's even more interesting that now Zimbabwe has the second best recording studio in Africa.
Serious?
Yes, it's in Greendale.
Serious?
Yes. Rob Barrow, the one who owns Mukuru.
Okay.
And Keith Ferguson. They own that studio.
Okay.
It's magnificent. So we are literally on the verge of making it globally. But where is the
missing link?
The missing link is the curation side. We are big on consumption. We're big on copycatting. We copy, replicate. So whatever we are producing, be it dance or be it Afrobeats, it's almost like second cut-off versions of what's already existing.
Exactly.
Right. So we are literally shying away from our authenticity, from our traditional kind of sound. Because if you look at Amapiano, they tapped into their own
sound. It's their own sound.
Yeah. That look drum, you don't find it anywhere.
You can look at but internationally, you start seeing even Europe copying that kind of.
Now, just 2 years ago, one of the biggest records in Germany was called Zukunft Pink, right? Zukunft Pink was an Amapiano version, right, of a song. It even featured vocalistic, right? And if you look in Bollywood, in India now, they now have got their own Amapiano
version. But it's generated from South Africa.
It's generated from South Africa.
The influence. You look at that song, Jerusalem.
Exactly. Worldwide, right? Right now, what's her name? Angelique Kidjo. Just got a Grammy, right? Black Coffee.
Those are big artists.
So we are still thinking at a very local level. We're thinking of our local audience. We enjoy Sando, Zomara, and what, you're doing well. but we're failing to just sit down and create. Because if Oliver Mtukudzi 30 years ago was already global, what is top? There was no internet.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
But now there's internet.
There's the internet. You can literally talk to a producer in Shanghai today. By then it was difficult. People had to travel, to take flights, right? And Oliver Mtukudzi, of all the artists, possibly was not very educated.
Exactly.
But he knew the spaces to get into. He had the right kind of management.
He was international.
He was international.
But I remember, let me confess.
Yes.
I'm not into my car. It's a moving library. Even these guys, they know. But let me confess, there's a guy called Kurai Makore. So
it's amazing.
I started listening to him on his Kadoma Festival show.
Okay.
That I even when I'm going into Bulawayo by road, I usually play that live.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it, because most of the times I usually ask people, is this stage performance or it's live? And most of the people, it's live. Because this guy knows his stuff.
Yes.
And I've noticed that you've been posting him as well to say, this guy knows what he's doing.
No, he does.
But why is that? That kind of talent now. These are the people who are trying to promote our own Zimbabwean music, because that's our own.
Yes.
Bira is our own.
It's our own, true.
That's Thomas Mapumo's sound.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he made it in America.
True.
But why is that kind of sound now is not even being promoted on radio. We like promoting. We have got whole 2-hour show promoting Zim Danzo.
Yeah.
We have already called it Zim Danzo, which means it's not Zimbabwean.
It's not Zimbabwean, yeah, true.
It's like when you're calling yourself Zimbabwean Plot, it means there's another plot somewhere who is original.
True.
But why are we not promoting our own local music, which you can easily export when you're now getting into Germany and you're now saying, this is Mukomba, this is the original music, Feli Nandi, our Zimbabwean music. What is happening? Because I also attended even Feli's show.
Yeah.
Shout out to Feli.
She's
good
amazing.
friend. She's amazing. But another show, you start even hearing her. She was now even trying to play not original music just to entertain the people. But I had come to listen to the originality of the Zimbabwean music. What's happening? Where are we going wrong? Especially in terms of promoting our own local music.
I would put much of the blame on the media. So at times, I mean, the audience, the masses, they will consume and appreciate what they're constantly fed. If you remember what Jonathan Moy did when he was minister, 100% local
100%
content.
local.
Then
75%, then 100%.
And that created a whole revolution, a movement of young artists. It changed the narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
So the issue of policy, but the issue of the curators on radio, right? I will say this again. If the presenters on radio can't even speak with a proper accent, like an authentic accent,
they're copying.
They're trying to sound very Western, very European.
They want to be British.
They want to be British, right? The way they pronounce, the way they speak, and so forth, right? If the way they curate, what they term cool, because right now, like you said, on radio, we've got programs that are dedicated to dancehall, Zim dancehall, right? We've got programs that are dedicated to jazz. But I don't know of programs that are dedicated to just Mbira music. Right.
Mbira Zenarida,
so, because, I mean, I've done a bit of research, and what I've gathered is that the church in Zim has so much influence with regards to how music is done on radio. So churches put a lot of money for their programs and stuff. So I remember speaking to Hector Mgan, who's a Mbira activist and artist. He said to me, look, they went to radio and they were told that one of the stations that if there is more Mbira going to be played on radio, the pastors were going to withdraw their money. So then it became a business decision for some radio to say, look, should we play more Mbira or should we play? Because they associate Mbira with, evil spirits and so forth.
Just an instrument, like
it's just
a
an
guitar.
instrument, yeah, just like a guitar. And so I think we need curators. People that are very intentional about what do we stand for, what do we represent as Zimbabweans, what's our brand, what's our language. If somebody comes to Zimbabwe today, they're coming from South Africa, they are here, they can easily mistake themselves to be in another province of South Africa.
Because we even if you get into they're usually playing amapiano.
Get into any club, listen to radio, the amount of amapiano we're playing, and the amount of money that we're even externalizing and paying those artists. I'm not saying we shouldn't, right? People love amapiano, fair and fine. But we need to see more platforms where local is consumed, local is appreciated. Not only once in a blue moon, but to just be intentional about it and say, look, we are pushing our own music. If Choniso Marare made music global, if Oliver Mtukudzi, if Chimberenga Guru, Dr. Thomas Mafumo did the same, I think there is so much possibility, because I think once you make your music global, because they're not only known in Europe, they were going to Kenya and they were performing. They were going to Zambia.
They're performing everywhere.
Yes, they're performing everywhere, right? And
by then we didn't have a lot of Zimbabweans even in Europe.
Not at all.
You look at your Bundu boys.
Yes,
they're playing in full.
They even
full
bought
stadium.
houses in UK.
Yeah,
right. So it means they made money. They made an impact. If they're opening up for Madonna today, what would stop an artist like maybe Saint Flo or Amara Brown from opening up for another big artist like Pink or another artist, in Ariana Grande or so forth, right? Or even performing on the same stage.
But I think Dr. Mapfuma has said that just to Dr. Mapfuma has been always saying they don't want to listen to another Buju Banton. They already have Buju Banton. They cannot have another busy signal. They've got a busy signal already. They cannot be another Christopher Martin. Christopher Martin is already there.
True.
So I think what I was trying to say is to say, until you guys are producing original music, because they want to say, okay, even when you're listening, have you ever listened even to Indian music, the original Indian music, you start saying, you feel the sound that this is unique and you like it. Even if it's not your genre, but you say, this is original. If you look at DRC,
yes,
their dances, everything is original.
And it goes beyond the language. So there is music that we get from Zimbabwe where if you don't understand the language, you're not able to understand it. But today, if you go to Nairobi, if you go to Dar es Salaam, you can hear a song from Oliver Mtukudzi playing. And they don't necessarily need to know the lyrics of the song. You know, they can vibe to the rhythm. I don't know the lyrics to a lot of the Amapiano songs that I vibe. But I just groove to the songs, right? So I think to make music that is sonically appealing beyond the lyrics, beyond the local narratives, beyond knowing Pabridge, knowing Majiza Angu, Magenga Angu, Marain, and so forth, right? Because those are local conversations. If you look at Davido, he would do a song, still connect you back to Port Harcourt, Nigeria and other places there, Lagos and so forth, but you put an international feel to it.
Exactly.
If you remember, there was a song that they did called From Naira Rands and Nairas from Joburg to Lagos, right?
Yeah.
Because these guys, Nigeria, when it was developing its music industry, they were coming to South Africa to learn.
Exactly.
And they were flying hours to just go to South Africa. Burna Boy was literally in South Africa. David was literally in South Africa.
At one point, I thought he was South Africa.
Yes. So they were doing... And they were coming then to Zimbabwe to perform in small clubs.
Doing a bit of, when he started, he was even doing a bit of some dance, but he changed.
Yeah, he changed. He went very authentic. He looked at what Fela Kuti was doing, tapped into that. So we've got a blueprint already. Andy Brown left a blueprint.
It's blueprint there.
And Ilanga left a blueprint. Tuku. So our struggle is lesser because already we've got 4 bearers that went in ahead of us and created something authentic. But I think also one other challenge that we have is that we can't teach music only when people have completed school. How much of this music knowledge is being shared at school? Like in primary school, in secondary school, and so forth. So there's that knowledge gap. And how many books are being written? Today we should actually be having a documentary, a movie, books about Bundu Boys. So the next generation of artists would just sit and watch and learn, because artists today are struggling with issues to do with the licensing, with the distribution, with copyright issues, issues that other artists in the 80s and the 90s struggled with. We can't be having the same struggle.
Same struggle.
No, now when knowledge is now available, with the AI, with everything,
AI is everything,
right? So that knowledge gap, that disconnect, because if you look at South Africa has a very interesting trajectory when it comes to music. Today, you see that Oskido is not the biggest producer right now. It's your Kabza, it's your Maporisa. But oftentimes you see Kabza, Maporisa, Oskido, DJ Cleo, all in the same.
On the ones.
They even toured together. They went to Afro Nation, you see them together. But here in Zimbabwe, I rarely see the young producers next to Boto Nyamondera.
No, not
right?
Even.
Not even.
Not even.
So possibly they may not even know of his existence.
Even if you're going to ask some of the producers, they don't know him.
You see, so I think that gap where there are people that did it back in the past, and we get to a point where we don't put them in legendary status, but we say Evapera. So we don't consult, we don't even learn from them, we don't even watch what they're saying. What are we so consumed with? Just the current. We're so much focused on the current. Right now in South Africa, very interesting, because when I was in South Africa 2-3 weeks ago at Access Music Conference, I asked Focalistic, I was like, how are you guys developing a music industry? What's next? He says, look, Amapiano is big, right? But we're already developing Bacardi. We're already developing 2-step, 3-step. we're really developing what they call Limpopo. This is a sound coming from Limpopo. So there are 3 genres that are bubbling under, that are already creating stars. Shandej is a Limpopo star. The Focalistic is doing Amapiano, is doing Bakadi. Makadzi is also doing
Limpopo sound.
Yes, Limpopo sound. We're not far. One of the biggest artists in Limpopo, right, is a Zimbabwean artist, right? And we're not far, but I think
But isn't it about unity? What I think was, yes, I know our economy is bad. I understand.
True.
That's not a secret.
Yeah.
But like what you are saying, if Mapurisa, what is his name? The young one who did Jerusalem.
Master KG.
Master KG.
Yeah,
if you can see all these guys, they respect each other. DJ Tira, those are the seniors.
Yes.
DJ Tira, you look at your Oskido, they still respect them. They still go to them for consultation. They still even do music. They on one song, you see Oskido, you see DJ Tira on what? On one song. So isn't it this to do with unity? Because business also requires unity. Because sometimes it doesn't make sense to have 100% of a rat. I would rather have 1% of an elephant. Because if you look at it like what you're saying, I haven't seen people collaborating. It's about it's about competition in Zim. Even if I don't like it, you see, there's Japraiser doing very well.
Yes,
he's doing very well. You look at this young one. What is his name? Oriano. They've started already comparing them, and even journalists to make them even fight, because they're not saying no. I even noticed a comment from one senior journalist on YouTube saying, "I think Japraiser can even die. We not have his replacement."
So you see we're very convenient with everything. We live for the moment. So to the extent that the way we even write history today is based on what we want to, whatever we want to communicate today. It's not based on the reality, it's not based on facts. So there is a disconnect from one generation to the other, and there's an appetite to replace. There's an appetite to compete. There's an appetite to say, apera, right? We can build stars, but we also want to bring them down so fast, right? And we don't believe in coexistence, that, oh, look, Japanese can exist. There can also be a legion of artists that are coming after him, that are inspired by him, that are literally, because if you look at Amapiano, imagine if the people that started Amapiano, right,
they said it's our beat.
They said it's our beat, don't touch it. And this has been our culture in Zimbabwe. I remember very well.
Don't copy my beat. No, don't copy my voice.
Don't copy my voice. Don't copy my style. Don't copy whatever. It's in South Africa, whenever they start a movement, started the music genre, everybody comes on board. Even established artists, they start doing it because they believe that whatever they are creating at home can become global if everybody embraces and support, right? So it's the same here where the upcoming artists, they get into the market with a lot of disrespect. They're not also respecting those that are established. Exactly. And then those that are established, they start feeling saying,
you want to take my place.
And so forth. So if we get to a point where we coexist, where we start to realize that, look, we can actually work together as a music industry. And if we make Zimbabwe greater than where we are today, in terms of our music, in terms of our culture, it's for everybody's glory, you know?
And it's business-wise.
It's business-wise.
Because if you look at it, you're saying to me, when we started, someone is going to sell water today at JP's show. Someone is going to sell tickets.
True.
There are people, security.
Yes.
The hotel itself, everyone is benefiting. So business-wise, everyone will grow.
Definitely.
But if you look at what happened to Toki's show, you see people celebrating.
True.
But it's not only Toki who made losses.
No, it's not. It's the whole chain. All the other artists were supposed to support him.
People were supposed to sell drinks.
Yes.
Everyone made a loss.
People that were supposed to take care of the security for the cars, they made a loss.
But people, they don't see it that way. They see it as if someone is falling. Because I just think that probably we need to check our attitude as Zimbabweans. Because even outside the country, you are usually brought down by another Zimbabwean.
By a fellow Zimbabwean.
It's easy for me to be helped by a Zambian than to be helped by a fellow Zimbabwean.
You know what I also think, as one thing that could help in creating like a good solution, whilst artists benefit from all the competition that is created and the comparison and stuff. But I always imagine, what if one day I'll put two artists, because they always people make rivals of them, even if it doesn't exist. I'll put Japrez and Winky D as the big artists.
Exactly. If
one day they are to lead by example by communicating with their fans to say, look, let's love, let's support, let's appreciate. Let's appreciate. Even if Winky does his own thing, whatever, I'm Japrez and whatever, but we should not use any derogatory words against the next person. We're together.
Exactly.
Right. If they preach love, I tell you, the next person, not that they don't, but they do, but they just have to be more international.
They're not open about it.
They have to be very open about it.
They're not open about it.
The thing is that if today the fans are saying, if something positive about Japrez happens, it's not offending anyone, but you find somebody who comes in and just says something and says, but hakundi ningi. And I'm like,
just today, do you know what I heard? I saw a comment which was saying, Japrez arikuedza kuda kuzadza. So that was the comment in Shona. So you see everyone is saying, no, you're pushing tickets, because it was talking about tickets that are now only found at HICC.
Yeah.
Someone said, no, you are trying to overtake a Winky D. When Winky D also does something, someone is coming with a comment for.
But you know what that has done to the industry? Casper Nyovest fills up a whole stadium.
Exactly.
Makadz right now is filling up is doing like 2 shows in 2 cities, filling up stadiums. And for these shows, she called all the other big artists, your Casper Nyovest, your Big Zulu and so forth. So we need unity at the end of the day, you know. We have to coexist. We have to see the value of, like, how do we build something that when the outsiders look at us, they're like, look, we can entertain Zimbabweans, but Zimbabweans love their own. Because Nigerians, what they did, they loved their own so much to the extent that even the outsiders started getting curious to say, why are Nigerians so proud of themselves? They're eating their own soup. They're doing their own music.
Their language. They'll break English intentionally. That's what they do. That's them.
They were making films every day. They were releasing films every day and selling them $1 per copy until they built an industry. Are we doing the same?
No. But we're talented. We're even supplying actors in Hollywood.
We are.
But we cannot do it on our own.
We just have to find each other. But slowly, what I appreciate is that when you look at collaborations that are happening amongst the young artists, they're pointing to some positive development. You see a show where Senflo is doing a concert, and then Votes, Freeman, and other artists. And if you look at just Freeman, he did a whole HKD festival. That was a massive investment.
That's a massive investment, yeah.
And for an artist who's transitioning from just being a Zimbabwean artist now to, I'm a musician.
I'm a musician. And, and on that one, like what Freeman has managed to do from the humble streets of DZ. And I had a friend, when I was still a bookkeeper at one of this company, I had a friend who shared the same hood with Freeman. So he used to say to me, do you know that even my mother used to say, Freeman is the example of someone you should never be a friend with.
Oh, for real?
Exactly, because he was trying his music, he was trying to push his hustle. So he was telling me that story. And he said, but look at him now, after I just released, I think, the days of Joanna City, etc. But look at him now. To transform from DZ, moving to transform it to a business, like a movement, like HKD. What should someone do? Is it about, because I think it's a business.
It is.
What do they need? Do they need marketing? Do they need good managers? What should be involved?
I think it's a collection of things. If you look at, for example, with Freeman, his marketing is got Michelle Mukaro. She's doing the marketing and the PR. And then overall management, you've got Wata, Watson. And then there's a whole team. So it's not one person.
Serious.
So being able to say, look, I'm making 5,000 per booking, but let me split this money with the team. right? I may remain with $1,000, but out of tomorrow I'm guaranteed that there are going to be more shows. So I think the downside is that a lot of creatives, a lot of artists have never been in the corporate space. There's a bit of things that you'll be missing if you've never worked for anyone, right?
100%.
Yes, whether you've worked formally, but just working for
someone and understand
right, understanding systems, having procedure manuals, procedures, and SOPs. Also knowing a chain of command and knowing that you just report to somebody, you have to deliver, you have to whatever. Those things are very important because for me, that's what gave me a lot of grounding. Having worked 5 years straight in the corporate space, unrelated to music, just understanding that, you have to be professional. When
you have to submit a report.
You have to submit a report. You don't just spend money and say, I used $10.
Exactly.
You have to account
for
every
receipts.
Cent, right? So I think this is what Freeman has managed to actually develop. And he has developed something that even beyond music is now sustainable.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of artists struggle with that, to say, look, because when they make their first paycheck, proper paycheck, they want to buy cars. Because for them, they're like, hey,
Zimbabweans with cars, eh?
Zimbabwe love cars. Well, whoever bewitched us, I think, bewitched us with cars. So they love cars, right? Fair enough. I mean, everybody would want like a nice ride. But when you then don't invest into your music, because if you ask an average artist in Zimbabwe, they still have to hire rehearsal space. Some of them, even big artists, don't even have a single instrument. So their band hires like keyboards, hires everything, right? They don't even own a microphone. So they're tools of the game that
to carry the instruments as well.
They have to carry the instruments. They have to hire the car as well. So if you're an artist, you're able to put in place all of those things, they'll be able to then help you reduce your cost of running the business, but also prepare you for times when you don't have a hit, for times when possibly you're not at top. Because you have to live with the reality that one day you wake up, there's another artist who's blowing up from Kambuzuma and you don't know this youngster. And today, people are not just respectful towards names. If you are the dope artist that day, they just turn to you and they start supporting you, right? So I think we have got good examples of artists that have done well. Look at the enterprise that Japrez has built. He's got his own studio. He's got, I think Japrez employs, from my own estimates, not less than 30 people. And an average company, band members, managers, drivers, road managers.
Of your, what is his name? The comedian.
Yes, Mablaten, the road manager.
With him for a long period of time.
Exactly. He's got a whole team.
Which means he's creating employment.
He's creating
employment.
That's why
we're saying it's a business.
So it's an enterprise. It means when you're now dealing with his brand, you're not only just...
We're not dealing with him.
No, you're dealing with a chain of people. Right. So their processes they've learned, they've developed, and so forth. So I think that's what artists need to also copy. If you look at Tuk Music, Pakare Pai, and Tuk Music, the studio, everything, it's a model that works. It's proven. You become popular as an artist, let it also be an avenue for you to leverage on your popularity or your brand to access alternative revenue streams, to also access other business opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much. So, but looking at it, especially what would be your encouragement, especially on? I think we've been in the first interview which we did when you were interviewing me. It was in COVID.
Yes. You did one.
That was way back.
Way back.
Yeah, and it was online.
Yes,
and most of the artists you're suffering. And what's your encouragement? Because I've also noticed that most of these artists, I don't know, you can confirm, but from what I'm hearing, they're also, when they get a 10,000, they spend it on a Mercedes-Benz. They're now on zero.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, they're always broke.
Yeah.
But they forget that we're 2 years without shows. What do you encourage these artists in terms of also creating, like what you're saying about Jay-Z? He now has other revenue streams from his brand. He capitalized from his brand. Then he started creating brand names, other studios, etc. So what do you have to say to the artists? Is a word of encouragement, because you're the one who is on ground.
I think when we started, you did mention Felinandi, and she's one classic example of somebody who has managed to create alternative businesses. She loves food, so she set up a restaurant. She loves fashion, which she had already been doing even before she blew up musically. So now she's got 3 areas where money comes: music, fashion, and the food. But these things, they somehow benefit from the other. With their popularity, there are people that literally go to a restaurant, not because they will say, oh, it's the best, right? It's amazing, right? It's one of the best.
Even me, I can't attend a show because sometimes I'm very busy. Sometimes I don't even have time to go to watch shows, but I can support her by getting into the restaurant.
Exactly.
I'm listening music through YouTube, but I can get into the restaurant, pay $30. So I've already supported.
You spend $30 when you're leaving, and then you see there's clothes being sold.
Exactly.
You buy something.
Yeah.
So it's something that, because the money for an artist is not necessarily from live performance. What if you wake up one day, your voice is gone?
It's gone.
Right.
Or you've got flu.
You've got flu. Or you've got a bug or something that happens to your vocal box. Right. So that should be reminded to say, look, okay, now whilst I'm doing so well, what else can I do to access other revenue streams, right? If I'm a musician and I'm making good music, can I get into music licensing? You can actually make music for films, right? I know a friend of mine, Vusa Mkaya, is based in Austria. He's doing amazing. Vusa makes more money from not just live performances.
Serious?
From other things. He's got his music licensed all over. He's making music
is now other.
Performance is part of what brings him money, but at times he just makes music for films.
Okay.
Right? And that gives him so much income. I know of Dumi Maraire Jr. Right? Dumi Maraire has got over 100 films and TV series that have got his music. On Netflix alone, he has got at least 10 different productions where his music was used. So every time you're watching something, if you watch the Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix, do you remember I did?
But why are you not posting about this on your page?
So, you know what? Because these are not the popular posts. We have posted about
you
these
are
things.
the journalist, and you know what? These are not the popular posts. But let me remind you, Mr. Plot, the issue is about, you see, I post business.
Yes.
Business is not popular in Zim.
True.
That's why I always say when I'm posting to 1%. I don't expect my posts to match the socialites, because they're creating content to get views.
True.
But I'm trying to deliver a message, and I also think that we are also a messenger. Because sometimes even your posts are unpopular to the masses. I've seen many times when you're fighting people, when you post something, they say you guys are generating beats using AI. I think you've posted something like that. You always get fights. Sometimes even get fights from the big promoters. Because you'll be saying it as it is. But the question is, are we there to get likes, or are we there to push for a movement? Just this, all the information which you've given me, I've never seen it on your page.
I do once in a while. There was a time when I was religiously writing and giving advice and so forth. But I got a point where I then thought, you know what, I don't want to be this person who's constantly giving this impression that I know it all, right? And it can be a turn-off at some point. So
but
maybe...
Are you doing it for other people?
Now, because I've got a platform, so other people come in with their voices and they give wisdom and knowledge about stuff. But I think it's actually a good suggestion.
Because what's the vision? Because we want the vision to say, what is driving me to do what I'm doing? Because if I'm posting, I always say when I'm posting, most of the times when you see me posting, the first person I'm posting to is me. I want to remind myself that I need to be prospecting. So sometimes I go and I post. Because sometimes when you teach something and you post it, it also pushes you to start doing the correct thing. Are you getting it? So sometimes what I just want to encourage is to say, you need to be original.
Mm.
Do whatever you're doing.
True.
Whether if you're going to get personal, I don't care. Even if 1 million people are saying I'm wrong, if I'm the only person on this other side,
Yes.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing it for likes. And I haven't even monetized any of my platforms. So I'm not looking for money from the platforms. I want to deliver.
No, thanks for the reminder, because it's tough. There was a time when I was very consistent on that, and then I somehow stopped, and now I do it once in a while. But I think I need to then consistently be giving out that kind of knowledge, and whoever benefits from it, and then they benefit.
But personally, I don't think there's someone is giving enough information on art better than you and Earground.
Wow, thank you.
Because people, they want to, you see, the problem is people, they want to withhold information.
True.
Yeah?
Because the thought is that when everybody knows, and then, we're the same. No.
Exactly. People, they will never be the same. Like if you look at it, you're talking about America. America, there are people who are just surviving on songwriting. They cannot sing, but they just write.
True.
But can you do it in Zim? Can you survive just on
no.
If you notice, even when it's a song, you see that there are 100 people who worked on one song. But here, it's only one producer and the musician. No one else.
Yeah, I know you're very right there. I think we're lacking on that. We need more knowledge to be shared, and especially knowledge that is more relatable to our Zimbabwean scenario, because this is why I follow you a lot, because you share something on digital marketing, why maybe a company needs to be present online and so forth, and they change. Like the recent post that you did on Ola 7. Yes, and traditional media. And I saw comrades from the traditional media. They didn't take it so lightly, but
it's a fact.
It's a fact. They just in denial.
But if they don't call me to their radio or television, that's why I created my own podcast.
Yes. So I think the good thing is that when you're posting, is you bring the local context.
Exactly.
Right. So it's relatable to somebody. Because at times we can just go on AI and create a prompt and get information. But to really get local context where you can quantify and validate and say, for instance, we've got Ola 7. With Ola 7, he started off at radio or before. I mean, he was literally, I always tell myself he was nobody. But when he was working for one shop and, touting by the door.
He was touting?
Yeah, he was a tout. Yeah, he's a former tout.
Yes.
But for me, I look at that as he was a podcaster in some form.
Exactly. Exactly.
His communication was just different, but he was there and he was perfecting his craft on the street. And today, what we're seeing is a result of somebody who is going through the whole process. Now he understands how mainstream media works. He understands how also the independent media works. And he's managed to actually create an enterprise that's actually working for him, So
it's now employing a lot of people as well,
you see,
in the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need, but this, in the general Zimbabwean context, you'd find it'll be difficult for somebody who's in the same line of business to speak positively about the other person who's doing well. I would be like, I can't speak about Ola because I'm Earground. No. Ola is doing well. He's doing well. Right? If I'm inspired by an idea or something that Ola is doing, this is nice.
And you know what? I always believe that what drives us is, like personally, what drives me is a vision. Because whatever I'm doing even here, it's linked to the vision of building timeless businesses. Because we also want music which doesn't die.
Yeah.
Like if you notice, Dr. Thomas Mapfumo resigned and said, no, I'm no longer playing music on stage.
True.
I'm not handing it over to Kurai. It's a business, and it's now being handed over to the next generation. But if you notice, the musicians like Bondo Boys, we're still playing their music right now. Because why? They failed to build a generational business. So I view it as a business as well. So that's why I'm saying, when it can be same podcast, it can be same. I don't expect to see, when I go to Ola's platform, there's a message which I expect to see. When I go to Earground, there's also a message which I expect to see. When I see Oscar Pamboka, when I see Ola 7, they're two different people,
True.
but pushing different agendas.
True.
But using the same the same platform. So I don't see you guys as competitors.
No. It's not, there's no competition.
But the problem now is here in Zim, it's always about competition. It's about Diana Rukupisa. And that's what has killed us. But anyway, let us move from music.
Yeah.
Hello Africa, this is the book which you're actually waiting for. Why African Businesses Die Young. This is my 10-year experience working with African businesses, and I've seen where are they actually failing. They've got a very good product, they've got a very good ideas, but the business in Africa is failing. So I've shared my 10 years of experience in dealing with small businesses across Africa. Please grab a copy and get free consultants from yours truly, the chartered vendor.
On customer service, we couldn't finish. I cannot finish without asking this.
Yes.
You've complained so much about customer service in Zimbabwe. You're exposed. You're always moving around the world. What do you say about our customer service?
I think we have one of the worst customer service experience in Zimbabwe, like in the world, like from places that I've been to. I'll give you an example. When I go to South Africa, there are times when I buy certain products, not because they're nice.
But
I get into a shop and I see stuff, but the way I'm treated by the people that are, wow, man.
They're smiling.
They're smiling. Even when they're selling your product on the streets, they make you want to buy it. But here, I've been to one boutique, not one, twice. And I tried a shirt. I didn't like it. And then I asked for another one. And then the lady was like, do you want to buy or you just want to try? And I said, no, I want to try, so that I can buy if I like it. He said, no. If you're not serious, you better go elsewhere because here we only take down these shirts to people that want to buy. We don't want. And I left, right?
Where is the money?
I had the money. I wanted to buy. But you go to, how many times have you been to one organization and you are there and people are busy on their phones?
Exactly.
Right? They're talking to you.
They don't even entertain you.
Bro, I've been to banks where I'm like, I'm here to withdraw my money. Why are you giving me this kind of bad service?
Exactly.
Right. Nobody cares about how you feel.
As they're doing you a favor.
It seems as if
withdrawing your money.
Withdrawing your money. So it's the same with some fast food outlets. You go there, the experience you like. Even the food, even if you complain about something. But what shocks me is that they'll be advertising, come buy our product, buy our
and they have a
service.
marketing.
Bro, how many times do you see somebody saying, I sell this and that, and then they're a small to medium enterprise. You call them, how much is your product? They say, how much do you have? And I'm like, you're the one who's selling this, man. And before you know it, it can escalate from 0 to 100 within seconds. Do you want to buy?
Not to buy. Don't waste my time.
Don't waste my time. I only want to do it. Or even the message itself. You find somebody advertising saying, no chances here. Call me when you're serious. And I'm like, I'm still trying out a product and so forth. So our customer service speaks to our culture of just doing business. It was not like that before. We used to get into places where
it's getting worse and worse.
It's getting worse and worse because people are getting more arrogant. People are feeling like, you know what?
I'm the only one with this product.
I'm the only one with this product. But what people want when they're buying services and products, it's more of the experience. At times, it's not even exactly about the product. The product may be the same across, but it's just the experience. There are shops that I return to. There are places where I go and buy over and over again simply because of one experience. There is a guy, I'll give you an example. This guy sells airtime. And this, somehow connects to your...
Glenview.
So this guy sells airtime along, I think the road is called College Road.
Yeah, College Road.
Yes. Just when you're coming from Vinona and you're going to use it, there's a guy who sells airtime who's so happy, so jovial. This guy is dancing, is whatever. Like if you buy airtime from him, you feel like, okay, if you want to buy 10, you want to buy 20, 50.
Because they're now supporting him.
He's so happy, so jovial. He makes you feel like the airtime that you're buying.
He change your mood.
He changes your mood to the extent that I actually thought, companies are actually missing out. This is a sales agent. These are the people. He's amazing. So people that give you that experience, that feeling that you are important, you matter, and at times even like when I came here, this water alone changed my mood.
Exactly.
You know, because I feel like, oh, I'm appreciated. I've got water. And then, the next thing I'm reading, there's, the chartered vendor. Oh, it's customized water. I'm going to carry this bottle and I'll remember. This will create a memory for me.
Exactly.
So those memories that you can create from just having good customer service matter a lot. But a lot of people, a lot of companies don't care. Yes, you may say, I'm not getting paid so well. But imagine you're not getting paid so well, but you give somebody good service because you don't know who they are. And then they like you to the extent that one day you have a conversation, they're like, so
you no longer have a job.
You no longer
then
have
you
a
call
job.
and say, remember me, I'm the one who served you this.
Yes.
You get the job instantly.
You get the job. Look at restaurants. You tip at times not because you just want to.
And sometimes you don't even tip. You say, bring my change. Because why?
Exactly.
The customer service was bad.
But if the service is so good, you're like, okay, $5 tip. You don't even feel it. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for highlighting that, because customer service is very important in this country. And when you're building any business, including music itself, because you look at your music, I think one of the musicians with the best customer service is Alik Macheso.
Amazing.
Look at him. He said, and even when you see him playing, people are screaming. I've never seen him boasting that I'm Alik Macheso.
He is amazing.
Even up to now, he walks along first. He doesn't see himself as, but there's other small musicians. If they just have one hit wonder, they're already working with bouncers.
Bro.
You can no longer call them. If you contact them, let me tell you, I think even my videographers in here, they know it. I had one girl who was on part of this team. And she's also a musician. She was trying, she's an upcoming musician. So I said, during your birthday, I want to surprise you. So I called this other senior musician because I said, would you want to have you want to be on same track with who? Then she said, she gave me a name. I called, I got instantly, because I also had one businessman who had worked with this guy there. I know that they're very close. I was given the number. I'm contacting the guy. My brother, so-and-so, because the guy even knows me. I contacted him. Then he said, no, I don't talk about those things with you.
Talk to my manager.
Talk to my manager. I went to the manager. He replied after 3 days, the manager now. This guy replied instantly. The manager replied after 3 days. The manager is talking. We discussed. I think, then I said, I just want, then we started sending the demo file, demo tapes, what this young lady has done, everything. After about 1 week, nothing. 2 weeks, nothing. Then later on, after about a month, when I had lost interest, that's when I asked this musician, how much is it for a collab? Do you know what he said? He said, it's $300. I was like, these tapes for $300.
$300. I could have just paid. And
I was saying, this. But we ended up not doing it. Because why? Because of the customer service. Like what you said, even musicians themselves, they need to be taught customer service. Because end of the day, these people who are coming to your show, they're the ones who are making you who you are. Just one mistake, you can go down.
I think a lot of artists and their managers, especially managers, do not understand the concept of, like, if you're an artist manager, you're not the artist. And what you are there for is to represent the artist in every way. You are their PR manager, you are their marketing manager, you are their business manager, literally everything. So when I reach out to you as the manager, don't be arrogant, be nice. You don't know, like, I want to bring you business, right? Just be nice, just be courteous. You can politely decline, hey, I'm sorry, on that day we are booked elsewhere. Unfortunately, our rates are in this and that. Here's our red card and so forth. But the attitude, the arrogance that you find amongst a lot of artist managers who are not even good managers.
Even now, like what you're saying, about this other manager, he manages a big artist. Then I think if you're going to check on my WhatsApp, he's blue ticked me for 7 times.
I think I know what that is.
He's blue ticked me 7 times. And at one point, I was supposed to give him big business.
Wow.
Then he blue ticked. Then I said, it's okay. You see, so customer service, I think, that's why I'm also saying I'm on a drive to say sales, customer service has to be taught from someone when he's still in ECD.
You can
to
say that
say
again.
you can only do it through relationships. You see, it's not about you.
True.
Every big person is where he is because of relationships.
True.
But we don't value relationships.
can
We
say
are
that,
taught that we're antagonists.
Yeah.
When someone is coming to you, is a beggar.
Mm.
But you'll be surprised that sometimes we won't even assist you. Because how are you going to get feedback when you're blue ticking people and you're the manager?
Yes. Yeah. True.
You see. So thank you so much, Mr.
No, you're
Plot.
most
Thank you for
welcome.
coming. So
Thank
what's
you
your
so
parting shot to our musicians and to everyone in the arts industry? Whether this is a big business, some are buying cars, like what we've said, some are buying silly things. Then before you know it, wapera. What do you have to say to these guys as a parting shot? And for those young people also who aspire to be musicians?
I think if you aspire to be a musician, or if you're a musician, be good at your art. But if you realize that you need to get extra skills, find friends and people around you that can actually support your vision and what you do. If you look at, for example, Japress has got Kim Shapaize, and you've seen how the brand has actually grown working with him. They are related, but at the end of the day, the other one brings in business skills, because Kino was working in the corporate, he was working in bank, right? So those skills, never underestimate them, because they stand between you and your next paycheck, you and your career. But also, it's one thing to hire people, because, and then I think one of the most important things is for you as a creative to actually learn some of these things. Information is now available across different media spaces. So learn these things on your own, to the extent that even if I hire somebody else, you may have a bit of a clue. You know, you may have a bit of an understanding to say, okay, look, if I'm to put my music on a distribution platform, this is actually what is involved. Because some artists don't even know how their music is distributed online. So when they change managers, they lose their account.
Exactly.
So you lose your entire catalog simply because you were not patient enough to sit for an hour and watch a 30-minute video on how you can upload your music on a DSP, right? So learn some of these things so that when the language is being spoken, at least you are not clueless. You understand a bit, and the internet is awash with information. And there are people ahead of you that possibly know some of these things. Even ask Core or somebody who has walked the same path. How can I do this? What can I learn from you? And volunteer. A lot of things that I've learned, I volunteered. Yes, I worked at Hi-Fi, I worked at so many other different events. Even up to now, I still learn. And the easiest way that I found to learning something is when I see Mr. Jerry doing something amazing and I want to learn how he's doing it, is to say, look, can I volunteer? It's the easiest, because instead of like, hey, can you be my mentor? Maybe possibly mentoring other people. But if I volunteer and I'm there, I'm learning the steps.
Exactly.
Within a month, I'm a whole transformed person, and I use a bit of that knowledge, a bit of that skills. So never stop learning if you're creative, and be humble.
Exactly.
There is no expiry date for humility.
Exactly.
And if you're humble, it doesn't mean that people take you for granted. You can still be bold, but very humble, very accessible, very friendly. You never know when your next door opens. If today you wake up, you're not able to sing, possibly able to do the next thing, because people remember you for the good business that you did with them and the good name that you have in the industry. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Plot thickens. Okay, thank you so much. So I think this was a profound discussion.
Thank you.
As we are trying to help each other in the arts industry, I think we can learn a lot. We can learn skills from the musicians themselves. How are they doing it? How are they building it as a business? Even for also entrepreneurs, we've got something to learn from people like Freeman, who has managed to build a brand called HKD. I think it means Atimire Kusimbi. But most of you, I think, they've even forgotten. They're now calling just HKD. So we need to learn from each other every day. And I always learn. I noticed Dawi was marketing his HKD festival too. You see it everywhere. It was viral. So everyone, we have to learn. Our businesses, are we running them as brands? How have you developed to remove your name? Because now, as HKD could have called it Freeman Festival. But how has he managed to do that? Those are lessons. We need to continuously invest in learning. I had a wise man once said, learn like you live forever.
True.
And live like you die today. So thank you so much. Until next time, it's More Nyazungu, the Chartered Vendor, out.